Hey guys, this is Alvi from TechieSean, and for today's video we're doing a review of the Walton Primo ZX2 Lite. The Primo ZX2 Lite is the younger sibling of the flagship smartphone, the Primo ZX2, so we have a lot of high expectations from this device. Now the Lite name does mean that there are some compromises compared to the flagship smartphone, and we're going to go over them through this review. The retail price for the smartphone is 27,990 taka. So without any further ado, let's go into the details of the smartphone.
Let's start off with what's inside the box. First up to the left hand side, you can see we've got the wall adapter, which is a fast charger, along with the USB Type-C cable. You also get a nice screen protector along with the paperwork and a very good looking flip case which has a leather finish to it. The ZX2 and the ZX2 Lite look quite different from each other. The Lite has a plastic body with a metal finish which makes it look pretty nice, but it still feels like plastic, although there is a nice back plate which is made of metal. Other than that, it's got a very slim profile and a huge battery inside, which we'll talk about later. The USB Type-C cable lets you plug it in any way you want and also enables fast charging and data transfer. The speakers on the back sound pretty good, but the positioning just makes it a lackluster experience. The cameras on this device should be of interest to you, because the main camera is a 16 megapixel f2.0 BSI sensor, while the front-facing camera is an 8 megapixel f2.2 BSI sensor, both of which are capable of good shooting in low light. Now, you know where I'm going to go with this smartphone. The camera interface is identical to the flagship and other smartphones, so I'm going to head directly into the professional mode. Now, similar to the Primo ZX2, you get control for the manual focus, as well as white balance, ISO, exposure, and you get the whole idea here already. I really like the smartphone mode because it allows you to compensate for the things that auto mode just won't let you do. But let's move on to the main part of the camera, and that is the quality of images taken. And as you can see from the samples, things look pretty good. The camera tends to overexpose and make reds look very pinkish, as you can see in the images. Now I love the display for two main reasons. That is, one, because of its massive size, which is ideal for content consumption, and number two, because of that AMOLED technology being used. You know, with Super AMOLED you get very dark inky blacks because the pixels are switched off, and that's something that no LCD display can match regardless of how good it is. And with Super AMOLED there's virtually no compromises and is also power efficient, so you get the best of both worlds in terms of quality and power. The brightness on the display goes very high, making it easy to read outdoors even under broad daylight, but I should also mention that you can comfortably read the display even in the dark. Viewing angles on this display are also excellent, and that's purely because of the Super AMOLED technology. Let's talk about the internals. First up, we have a 1.3 GHz 64-bit octa-core processor along with 3 GB of RAM and 64 GB of built-in storage, which is expandable up to 128 GB via microSD. Next up, we have a Mali T720 GPU, which is running the graphics behind. But the real star of this show is the 5020 mAh battery, which, by the way, charges up to 100% in about 2 hours and lasted me 2 full days. That's right, 2 full days, with 4G on. The performance is not the same as the ZX2, but as you can see, we can keep 3 games in memory pretty easily, and these are some very intense games. The gameplay also is quite smooth, although you will find some bit of frame skipping when you're moving into much more intense games. On the software side of things, we have Android 5.1 Lollipop on the ZX2 Lite. Yes, Lollipop, not Marshmallow, which is also found on some other phones made by Walton itself. I found this both odd and disappointing. But to keep things short, the software experience is completely identical to that of the Walton Primo ZX2, so if you want a detailed overview, check out our video on the Walton Primo ZX2. Moving on from that, everything is nice and smooth, but I found it a little difficult to pull up the control center from the bottom of the screen.
Now it's finally time to conclude this review. So to sum up all the major points of this smartphone. First of all, you got a very large, beautiful AMOLED display, which is going to be excellent for content consumption. Secondly, the battery is massive, and it actually did pull me through 2 whole days of use, even while I was using it with 4G as well as the Wi-Fi hotspot turned on. The pair of cameras that you find on this smartphone are actually pretty good, although the position of the fingerprint scanner is quite better than the actual flagship because it's much easier to reach when it's on the home button. The Primo ZX2 Lite is a mini flagship smartphone. Thank you for watching this review. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please check the links in the description for our Facebook page as well as the written component to this review. If you like this review, please give us a thumbs up and share it on social media. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more great content like this. Bye bye. Bye. Okay, Sakib. Bye. Bye, Sakib.